Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading of today, a Tuesday. And I'm pretty late this evening doing these readings, just been busy. I'm going to be pretty busy the next few days. If I don't show up, that should be the reason why I haven't released a video, uploaded a video, nothing hopefully too troubling. So just by the way, just want you to know that I am very busy at the moment and we have ongoing and very severe load shedding in this country. So if you can hear it crunching in the background, that is Fluffy having a snack. But I'm going to get on with the second reading of today. It's a follow-on reading to the first reading I did, which was about Jacinda Ardern pretty much denying the Harkles 3 times and saying, no, I didn't have anything to do with them. They weren't involved in that live to lead thing when I was involved with it. And rather embarrassing for the Harkles, although according to that reading, the Harkles don't seem to care. But I want to have a look now at Netflix. I have the Crow Tarot on the tarot table now. Pretty useful tarot deck for reading about streaming giants and social content and all that sort of stuff. I want to know how the relationship is going with the Harkles. I'm going to do a Celtic cross with the Crow Tarot. We're just going to look at things from Netflix's point of view. They have streamed the Harkle, Harry and Meghan, that docuseries, and that hasn't gone down very well. They are now releasing Live to Lead on the 31st of December, on New Year's Eve, and don't know how well that's going to do. Oops, cards are flying all over the place. It looked like people are going to be pretty interested in it from the reading I've just done. But we're looking at it all from Netflix's point of view. Why are they releasing these things now? What's going on with Invictus? Is there more content coming? Or basically, what I want to know is that it? Are they streaming all the Harkle content now in December because they're done with them? Or is there more in the pipelines? Are they happy? Are they not happy? What's the story? What's their attitude to the Harkles? Nothing complicated, just a Celtic cross. There is, of course, the interesting story as well that Ofcom, the regulator in the UK, is now interested in Netflix, and Netflix has got some questions to answer from Ofcom by all accounts. And so there's that as well that might be rather troubling for them in relation to their deal with Harry and Meghan. But just remind you, as I lay out the Celtic cross with these cards, that this is a tarot reading for entertainment purposes. It's all just my opinion or speculation. I use the royal family for reasons of learning. They are an archetypal family, that's why I read on them. And there is a written disclaimer in the box below, and there is a dog howling at my door. He's come along to express his opinion as well, and it's quite funny. But interesting card, as the underlying energy is the Magician. Manipulative, it's the puppet master, the one that pulls the strings behind the scenes, and what you see with the Magician card isn't necessarily what you get, interestingly. So we've got people here who are in charge of narratives, who are creating stories, who are, let's see if we can put it over here. I would say that this is Netflix. This is a Netflix energy. About impressions and influencing people. Netflix, and they're clearly in charge here with this card. They have all their bag of tricks that they're in possession of. I don't think the Harkles have a bag of tricks. This is Netflix, the Magician. Yeah, very, very powerful card, very potent, and they definitely are the ones who are in the pound seat here in this relationship. So let's see, we're reading this from Netflix's point of view. This current situation with the Harkles, wow, that is the 7 of Wands in reverse. And the 7 of Wands is a card of defense. You can see the crow here at the top. He's in the high ground. He's being attacked by other crows, but he's standing his ground. Card is in the reverse. They feel they're under siege with their as a result of their relationship with the Harkles. This is my opinion, and this is just a tarot reading. But this seems to be the sentiment at Netflix at the moment, that they can't stand all the bad articles being written about them, all the rotten tomatoes being flung their way, basically, and they find themselves in an untenable situation. That's the Seven of Wands in reverse. You can't defend yourself. You're very vulnerable to attack, and you can't really stand your ground because you don't really have anything that you can use to defend yourself. Whatever you've done is indefensible. That's my reading of the Seven of Wands in reverse. So what is particularly challenging, difficult for Netflix? What's crossing this card? What's the obstruction? Ace of Wands, and this is a very interesting card because this card links with the reading I've just done. This was the outcome card. It was upright in that reading about the Live to Lead series that Netflix was going to stream, that the Harkles have produced for Netflix, but it turns out someone else actually did all the grunt work, did all the interviews, did all the research, stitched it all together, and the Harkles are just basically imposing themselves on top of the whole thing, cutting themselves, pasting themselves in. And so Ace of Wands in reverse, they're not getting good content from the Harkles. It looks as if it might be quite interesting as a series. People might find it quite interesting and stimulating and inspiring even. There are some quite inspiring people there. There are some less inspiring people there, in my opinion, in the series. But the problem for Netflix is that the Harkles just aren't coming up with good ideas. They're having to buy other people's ideas, and I'm not going to say allegedly, we know it. There is a paper trail basically with this Live to Lead thing. It was created by a New Zealand production company, not by Archewell. Archewell has bought the series from them, or come to some sort of deal with the Mandela Foundation or somebody who was involved in the original idea, the original concept. So the problem for Netflix is that the Harkles are not coming up with the goods. They don't have ideas, they don't have freshness, they don't have creativity. Wands are all about creativity, and what the Harkles are producing for them is all second-hand stuff. We've seen with the Harry and Meghan show, it was all sort of Instagram pics that have been stitched together into a pity fest. This has now been bought from someone else. Pearl was dumped because it was just rubbish. And the Invictus Games, where is that? Where is that? And all the Netflix footage of New York and wherever else, Uvalde and the rest of the places, where is that? Harkles aren't up to it. So what's going on behind the scenes, and in particular behind the scenes, I want to know how Netflix is feeling about this increased regulation. Oh, they just want to get out of this deal. Eight of Cups, and there it is, wanting to leave a tricky situation, a painful situation, wanting to put it behind them and leave, walk away from it. So no confusion here in this reading. Netflix is feeling very exposed, very vulnerable, almost defeated by what's going on with the Harkles, and they want out. That's what's going on behind the scenes. They want out. I can't think that they enjoyed discovering that Ofcom was going to start scrutinizing their content, but this just tells me we want out, we want away, we want done. And this possibly is why everything's being streamed now suddenly in December, end of the year. Perhaps they had a calendar year deal. I don't know when they signed the deal, when it was announced, but it could be that it's coming to an end, and an end in terms of a calendar year. And we'll find out. Hopefully we'll get some clue from these cards. What's the focus with Netflix? What's their goal right now with the Harkles? We've got the Six of Pentacles in reverse. They feel that they have been I have to pick my words carefully here, shortchanged by the Harkles. How's that for a word? Shortchanged by the Harkles. Netflix feels that they put in a massive amount of effort, got on board very good producers, directors, a crew to follow the Harkles around, helped in every possible way, gave them tons of money to get them going. And what have they got in return? They've got second-hand content that the Harkles went and bought from someone else. I think that pretty much says everything we need to say about the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Unfair situation, a situation where one has taken much more than they have put into a situation. It's unfair, it's unequal. And this is not boding well for the Harkles, this reading, not at all. How have things been going up until now? The past energy, what's been going on? Page of Wands, a lot of press out there, a lot of, it's all great, spinning, spin with the Page of Wands. It's a media card, it's a PR card, putting out the good news, blah, blah, blah. We love each other, it's also great. Here comes our content, it's fantastic content. It's a spinning of things that might not be quite so wonderful, but they've certainly been doing it. They've been doing everything that they possibly can to excite people, to interest people, to get new subscribers in, to try and talk up the content that the Harkles are producing. What's going to be happening next? Are we going to see new projects, more projects, or is that it? Basically, what's going to be going on? That is it. I would say that is it. It's the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. The Eight of Pentacles is literally the card of work. Working on something, mastering something, putting effort in, rolling your sleeves up, and really doing the grunt work that the Harkles haven't done because they've gone and bought it from someone else. This is it. This is over with that Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Netflix is going to be cutting their losses. We've got 2 8s here. 8s are movement after a period of thought and pause, and the movement is going to be away from this contract. I'm pretty sure of that. My opinion as a tarot reader, wanting to leave a very difficult and painful situation. It's personally painful for someone, I would say. At Netflix, they feel almost betrayed by this situation, really badly let down. And if you've noticed lights suddenly dipping and then coming back in a less glorious form, that's because we're back in load shedding and another layer of load shedding. And I'll beat on with this reading. I do have lights still in the house. We have got in the future no longer working on a thing, no longer trying to fix it. I think Netflix has put huge effort into trying to fix what the Harkles have been coming up with, but in future they're going to say, nah, it's not worth it. So what is their attitude to the Harkles? Netflix right now, we've got another 8. We got all 8s now. We're busy now with the leaving of the situation. This is the 8 of Swords and it's in reverse. That is escape. Upright, trapped, stuck, can't move, can't figure a way out. In reverse, I'm out of here. How many cards have I got now? I'm out of here. That's the theme of this reading. Netflix is done. Netflix is done. What pressure are they under at Netflix? We know that things like their new ad, what's the word? Subscriber thing is not going well. They've had to repay advertisers. Yeah, pressure are there under Ace of Cups. It's a breakup. It's a breakup. This thing with the Harkles has not worked out great. Ace of Cups is about an emotional connection, a new love. In terms of working with the Harkles, we love each other. We're so great. We're such a match. We're going to make content that everybody's going to love, and all that chef's kisses and all that kind of stuff. But Ace of Cups in reverse. They don't love each other anymore. This is emotional. It could get quite messy. There could be tears. There could be phone calls. There could be, but you know, I've still got good ideas, and you're just being mean. You're being nasty, being horrible. But also, Netflix is under pressure because people don't love Netflix anymore. It's becoming, in my opinion, a bit of a toxic brand. That's a big problem for them. Ace of Cups, that people fall out of love with Netflix. So there's dual meaning in this card. Hopes and fears for Netflix. Their deals with the Harkles and the content that they're putting out. Justice. Woohoo. That's an interesting card. They hope that they get what they deserve. They feel that they're not getting it with that Six of Pentacles in reverse. They've been shortchanged, but they hope that they get what they deserve. And never forget that the Justice card is a card of legal matters. So in more than just getting what they deserve in a sort of informal social context, this is more legal. This is more contractually. They're hoping that they get what they were going to get contractually, rather than just what was promised over a drink. Ace of Cups. This is serious. This is binding contracts. This is legal proceedings if things don't go the way Netflix hopes they will. Very interesting. Very interesting. This is a big deal for them. That they balance the scales. That whatever is out of balance at the moment in the Six of Pentacles in reverse is balanced in future. If they've lost money on deals, if they've given more than they have received, they're hoping that in the end it's sorted out. Is it going to be? What's going to be the outcome between Harkles and Netflix? From Netflix's point of view, well, I think a separation with this Hermit. It's a Harry card, but it's also just somebody walking away, taking themselves off on retreat, isolating themselves, leaving, disappearing. So I think that it's over. I don't think that the Hermit is going to be sticking around, even though he thinks that he's going to be a brilliant producer. Apparently, that's just a rumor. But I think that it completes this walking away energy that Netflix is very keen with, that Eight of Cups and the Eight of Swords in reverse. They're very keen. And the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. They're very keen for this all to be over. And it might be that Harry is the one that actually kind of gets pushed off, away. Go away. Take yourself off and have a big long think about things, have a rethink about what's going on, but isolate yourself, disappear. I don't think this isn't Netflix energy, this card. This is going away. Somebody going away. This is Netflix wants it to end, but I think that the ending might be coming from Harry himself, that he realizes that this deal isn't working at all for him in particular. What he thought was going to be working. It could be the Invictus Games that is the victim. Let's pull a card. Let's see what this Hermit thing is about. Just tell me. It's a very Harry energy for me. Netflix is all powerful here with the Magician card and with their desire for things to be over. But of course this legal card, they don't want to be the one that breaks the contract, do they? So they've pushed everything out, but hopefully they're pushing him away. Tell us about the Hermit card. Is it to do with the Invictus Games? What is going on? Are we going to see the Invictus Games on Netflix, for instance? What's going on with that? I need to do a reading on it again. But let's just see if we get a bit of a hint more than just the Hermit taking himself off to have a think and see if he can find a better path, because that's what the Hermit does. A self-examination and trying to find a path through some difficulty. The Hermit doesn't just go away and sit in the forest or a cave just, because life is fun. The Hermit goes away because life isn't fun. It's a partnership card. Plans, but it's interesting to me that here the crows are looking in different directions with this. So I think they still have got something with him. I think they're hoping that he's going to, at some stage, disappear. They're not going to be the ones that do the actual disappearing themselves because of this Justice card, because it'd be breach of contract. But I think that they are hoping that this Hermit quietly disappears and goes off and makes plans with someone else. Just because of the way these crows are looking here. Not looking good. This relationship with the Harkles and Netflix is dead in the water. You can be absolutely sure of it from these cards. It's just the lingering thing, and the lingering thing is the Invictus Games and what to do with that. And as I say, they're not looking at each other, those partners. They're looking in opposite directions. And I think that there is trouble ahead for our hermit. So that is the reading, and thanks for watching, and I will hopefully see you again. As I say, if I don't show up in the next couple of days, it is literally because I am a busy bee. But hopefully that is the only reason I don't show up. Thanks again, and I will see you again soon.